some people just try to go right into making their own world, but I think you need to have a grip in what the real world is first, you know, and that's where the darkroom is so magical to have that experience too, and like the optical process and all that. And I think that's why, you know, the young generation's like, film's cool again, and like they all want to shoot because like they missed out on that route of you know, of it all,
the
and
mystery too of not knowing.
Right.
Like, I mean, I'm again, this part that drives me a little nuts about today, myself included, is like I can fucking see everything, and I'm shooting raw. I'm just like, all right, the brake lights are good, like, you know, mess with your scopes, but those don't mean anything like on the red camera, it's just brake lights. But like back in the day, I mean, you had to have a DP or be a DP. You had to, you know, check with your light meter. It wasn't overly complicated, but you had to effing know.
Right. Check the gate.
If you got, you had to check the gate. Yeah. Like if you got into the screening room with the dailies and you got your film back and it was underexposed, or I mean, like, and you didn't have a lot of telecine back then.
And you would have to let the studio there. You would have to like rent the studio for a week because you stopped shooting.
Yeah.
You go check the footage. You develop like everything, and if something went wrong, you had to go back and shoot it. So everything has to stay the same. Like
you had to really know your craft.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the
it took time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I heard like this. So I used to assist a photographer. He was older, and one day we were having a couple of drinks, and he was like, you know, he's like, I'm really angry about like what's happening with photography. And I was like, what do you mean? And like, he's the one who transitioned into digital photography from film. And he was like, it took me like 15 years to get here, right? Or 20 years, whatever, to learn f-stops, whatever, film sensitivity. But then younger generation, everything happens in like within like years or less.
Months,
and he was like, it pissed me off that, you know, people don't appreciate the craft that I put in to get here, and thinking that, okay, I can get there in like a year like him, but that's really not the case.
It's training, you know, it's training your eye, it's the focus. It's just all these like stupid things that come along with what we do that like if it's just excessive. I mean, like I even think about, you know, even digital media. When I started, you know, some of the first jobs I did were on the Red One. It was incredible. It was digital. People kind of had cameras. You could put prime lenses on them, and you could shoot 4K, and you could shoot like 120 frames a second. That's cool, or even 220, I think. But the point is like you didn't have a lot of media. So even then, I still had to really think about it.
Right.
It's like now, you can just shoot, and I'm all for coverage. Don't get me wrong, but like if you do that, you're just shooting stuff and then going like, oh, I took a good photo. Like I still put the, you know, rule of thirds on my, you know, camera a lot of the time and do it because it's like, I just need to see that composition and see where like a, you know, a frame is placed, because it's like just shooting stuff. It's like any idiot can do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think now that speaking to that was like the fact that the technological hurdle way down here now. I mean, you used to like have to know chemistry and all this stuff to do image making, right? And I think that's good. That's not going to slow down. That's actually accelerating.
Charles Nordeen Podcast.
Let's just talk about it.
Heat it up, let's make it hot with my crew. That's all I got. People love us more than haters, tryna roll up on the lot. And when we fly through the air, I feel like I can't miss a shot. Pull up, got them cravings. Together we gon' make it. Looking for a side of flavor, riding through with all my skaters.